Here's what happened round 5 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Portugal in Agata. Andrea Adamo, fresh from his Grand Prix victory in Italy, first over the foxhole shot line for the second time this season. What was a wet, muddy circuit to begin with. Iago Kietz emerged second from the top of the hill. Thibaut Beniston third. Liam Everts was in about 5th position until he spun round, pulled a 180 here. Not what he wanted on the opening lap. Things would get worse for the number 72. Getting himself up into 3rd place, though, early on. The number 96, Nastan Husqvarna rider, Lucas Koenen. But a couple of laps later, he would go down. Meanwhile, though, Beniston under attack from Rome van der Moosdijk. Top corner of your screen, that was Koenen crashing out of 3rd place. He would re-emerge down the order in 12th, come back for 9th. Then Beniston fell from 5th place. He would eventually come home in 13th position. David Braceras was having a great ride in 6th, got passed though by Jan Panzer for that 6th place. Panzer came home 6th. And then Everts had this tussle with Isaac Gifting. He would not finish the race. He was okay though. Gifting came home in 14th place. 2 or 3 laps from the end. Once again, Adamo under attack from the championship leader, Iago Kietz, who this time took the opportunity. And on lap 15, the Belgian was through. And it was Kietz who went on to win the race, his 5th victory of the season. Adamo 2nd, De Wolf was 3rd from Van der Moosdijk and Langenfelder. MX2 race 2, this time it was Simon Langenfelder from gate 2 that grabbed the foxhole shot, his 2nd of the season. He was closely followed by the number 80 of Adamo. It was Lucas Koenen who fell on the uphill. Everts went down there in turn 2. Kietz quickly emerging in 2nd position alongside the Red Bull Gas rider who quickly moved himself into the lead. 3rd was Adamo, but the Kawasaki was Jack Chambers in 4th place. He was being hounded by the Nastan Husqvarna of Kai De Wolf. De Wolf eventually went through into 5th. And then you can see Beniston and Hoogmo back there as well. Hoogmo getting the better of the Frenchman as he moved into 7th place. He'd eventually come home in 6th. Koenen on the charge again from that first turn crash. That pass on Beniston. Eventually carved his way into 7th position, did the young 16-year-old. Simon Langenfelder held on to 2nd till about 5 laps to go before Rome van der Moosdijk went through, and then a couple of laps later, Kai De Wolf. Before that, 4 riders were tying on points for the 3rd step of the podium. 2 of them were teammates until De Wolf got the better of his teammate. This was for 2nd in the race, 2nd overall in the Grand Prix. De Wolf went through for 2nd, Van der Moosdijk 3rd. Langenfelder was demoted to 4th in the space of a couple of laps. But once again, Iago Kietz imperious. His 6th win of the season, his 2nd double race victory of the campaign, his 19th career win as well. Iago Kietz wins the Grand Prix in Portugal then with a double race win. De Wolf on the podium for the 3rd time this year. His teammate, Van der Moosdijk, joining him for the first time in 2023. And Kietz now extends his lead over Adamo to 36 points. De Wolf moves up to 3rd. He's just 9 points behind. But that was your podium here. Iago Kietz, Kai, De Wolf and Rome van der Moosdijk. Kietz still leads as we head to Spain.
Yesterday I felt already good on the first lap, so I knew it was going to be a good weekend, and today I felt even better, so I'm really happy with the results. 3 moto wins, so I cannot say more. It was just a perfect weekend for me, and now just focus on the next races and try to keep going like this.
MXGP race 1, all eyes over on gates 3 and 6. Siwa thought he'd backed it, but he backed off just too early, allowing Jorge Prado around the outside for his 6th foxhole shot of the season. Siwa was 2nd going through turn 2, but Mattia Guadagnini and Roman Febvre soon pushed him back to 4th as early as the exit of turn 3. Hurlings was just there in 5th place, and then Ruben Fernandez. Hurlings up the inside of Guadagnini to move into 3rd place early in the race. And then top of the hill, Maxime Renault caught the rear wheel of Calvin Verlanderen. He fell from 11th down to 18th. He would get back to 13th. Ruben Fernandez then fell from 4th around about lap 7. He would finish in 7th place. Seewer tried to fend off the charges of his teammate Glenn Koldenoff. Thought he'd got it covered, but Koldenoff eventually went through to 4th. Seewer would finish in 5th. And Alberto Ferrato lost out to Calvin Verlanderen. Verlanderen making that pass on the Italian for 8th. Ferrato came home in 9th ahead of Valentin Guillot. Last couple of laps, though, after a massive arm pump issue early on, Jeffrey Hurlings caught Roman Febvre, wasn't able to find his way past the Frenchman, and the race finished with Jorge Prado victorious for the 5th time this season from Febvre and Hurlings, with Koldenoff and Seewer rounding out the top 5. Heading into race 2, Jorge Prado had a 27-point over Jeffrey Hurlings, the new second-place rider, but it was Jeremy Seewer who grabbed the second pole shot of the afternoon. Fernandez was there in 2nd. Hurlings somehow emerged bottom of the hill in 3rd place as he squeezed Prado to the inside. Just behind him, Roman Febvre. 3 riders, though, side by side as they ran down to the finish line on the opening lap. But it was Fernandez from Seewer, from Hurlings, and then taking 4th place on the opening lap. Roman Febvre with that move on Prado. Had to do it again, though, just to be sure. A few corners later, Hurlings got himself into 2nd. Then, a few laps later, Prado had that moment whilst 5th. That gave the position eventually to the number 10 of Calvin Verlanderen. On lap 5, though, the lead changed hands. Hurlings up the inside of Team HRC's Ruben Fernandez. And as he tried to jump into the waves, Roman Febvre put himself right where Seewer wanted to be to take over 3rd. Seewer was now 4th. Another one of those days for Maxime Renault. Eventually coming home in 11th, he lost a position when he fell from 10th. Jeffrey Hurlings, though, rounded out the final turn to win the race, his 190th career race victory, and with it, his 101st Grand Prix win as well, equaling the legend Stefan Everts. Hurlings wins it then 3-1, his 135th podium appearance, incidentally, as well. Febvre on the podium for the 2nd time this year with a 2nd and a 3rd. Prado yet to finish off the podium with a win and a 6th. His lead at the start of the day was 17 points over Maxime Renault. He goes into Spain 17 clear of Jeffrey Hurlings. Febvre up to 3rd. Renault and Fernandez ran out the top 5.
At least, yeah, it was really great to come here and then have another win. You know, the road where I came from was a long road, so I feel like I'm slowly, step by step, coming back. I'm still not the old one, but I'm still feeling like I'm still growing. So very pleased with the performance today. And riding was good, obviously, like I said before my post-race interview, that the first moto wasn't great, but second moto felt good again. So looking forward to Spain next weekend, and we'll see where we get there.